Welcome into Steelers Latest, your daily spot for all news and information related to your Pittsburgh Steelers. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content to stay up to date with everything Steelers. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple patches for the team, last couple needs. First off, more rumors really heating up around Terry McLaurin right now, as he was just reported saying that he is really frustrated with how contract negotiations are going between him and the Commanders. He doesn't know if he's going to hold out. Their training camp coming up here soon. I think it's the 22nd. So that's always an option now for the Steelers. If they're on the outs there, we might be able to get a good deal for someone like Terry. Might be able to get him for, you never know, second round pick. That's what DK we were able to get him for. Maybe another one is needed here to bring in someone like Terry McLaurin. I see Terry McLaurin as like the perfect fit next to someone like DK Metcalf. That gives you two-star wide receivers for your old veteran quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be carried this year. He's going to be needed to be carried by the talent around him. So getting another wide receiver isn't the worst solution because, as I'm going to talk about here, I don't think Calvin Austin is meant for wide receiver two. But back to Terry McLaurin and the DK pairing. You got the athletic freak in DK Metcalf next to the technical master in Terry McLaurin. That would be a deadly duo, 1-2 punch at the receiving position. Both likely 1,000-yard receivers every year. It'd be electric to see. Would be huge for our veteran quarterback if we're going all in. And it does seem like the Steelers are going all in. They're looking to win a Super Bowl this year. That's the Steeler way. That's what we're going to keep on doing. There's no rebuilding here. It's only reloading in Pittsburgh. But if we are, you got to get another wide receiver too, because Calvin Austin really, I know last year, technically, he showed some flashes. I liked what he showed on the field sometimes. Uh, Statistically, he was likely our number two receiver last year, but 36 receptions for 548 and four touchdowns isn't going to get the job done this year at number two if we are actually trying to make that deep playoff run. I really think he needs, if we are gonna eventually transition him to outside. Right now, the transition is already starting, but if we follow me and hold that off, I think he needs another year to cook in that slot position, to develop the route running, to actually figure out how to create space without just his speed. I think that would benefit him very much. Also, taking the load off him would be huge this year, just because like I said, I don't think he's built for wide receiver two. I'm really scared that if any decent matchup lines up against him, he can be taken out of the game like that just fairly quickly. It gets tougher on the outside. You're facing the ones and twos of the other team. You're not facing the slot cornerback anymore. So I'm just very questionable around Calvin Austin. I think we just need another threat out wide instead of him. I think his role is more in the slot. I think his potential is higher in the slot position. I just think he can have more explosive bursts from the slot than out wide. We just need to bring in another wide receiver too, and hopefully, maybe. I know we've had a lot of trades this offseason, and it's hard to wish for another, but maybe Scary Terry could come our way. Let's move to the other side of the ball, though, as Luke Kuechly, former All-Pro linebacker in this league, probably one of the best linebackers, if not the best linebacker of the previous generation of players, 2010 era of players, um, came out on the Up and Adams show and said that the Steelers are set up to be the top defense this year. He talked about the combination of the new look secondary with Ramsey and Slay as cornerbacks. and the just experience up front in the front seven, years of playing together in that front seven, it can be a lethal combination, and that's what Luke Kuechly is saying. He said his one concern is Juan Thornhill, if he is a reliable replacement for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Right now, the Steelers seem pretty on board with Thornhill, so we're gonna see how that rides. But I I think Kuechly sees the vision like I kind of see the vision. He went up against a team relatively constructed like the Steelers have built their team this offseason. The 2015 Broncos, that Super Bowl run with retiring Peyton Manning in his final season, we didn't know until later into the year. But retiring Peyton Manning and that 2015 Broncos, led by that all-time great defense with the team to lead Von Miller, all bunch of studs. You had DeMarcus Ware on that team too, a whole bunch of studs on that defensive side of the ball. But kind of relatively similar constructed to the Steelers team this year. We went out there and got the lockdown corners. We got at least one. I can say reliably, we got one solid lockdown corner in Jalen Ramsey. Joey Porter Jr.'s only issue was penalties all of last year. That was his major issue last season. Hopefully, having some vets in the room helps clean that up for him. Darius Slay, he can be a shutdown corner. He was solid last season. The age is just a little worrisome when it comes to Darius Slay, but secondary pretty constructed. Juan Thornhill, I don't think is gonna be enough of a problem back there to ruin those 3 studs at cornerback from having a great season, and the front 7 is what the front 7 is. They're gonna get their sacks. You know TJ Watt, he's guaranteed 10 a year. Alex Highsmith's guaranteed to push 10 a year. Cam Hayward up front in the middle, he could get 7.5 to 10 any season, and then you got in the middle of the defense, the middle linebacker, Peyton Smith and Patrick Queen. I think they're gonna be a lethal duo at middle linebacker. But if we do want to add a free safety, Justin Simmons is always there. Justin Simmons is still a free agent. I think he'd be an easy 1 year plug and play for someone like Justin Simmons. He is he was great last year for the Falcons. Not great, but wasn't a detriment to the team last year for the Falcons. Still provided solid reps for the Falcons all last year. I'm pretty clueless on why he's still out there. He is up there in age, but once again, he was providing solid reps last year, and you are, the tape says you are, and he seems to be a relatively solid and consistent safety in this league. I mean, he's a 4-time second team All Pro. How much better can you get in the secondary than another All Pro safety? But that's up to the Steelers to decide if they want to roll with Thornhill, or maybe if they start to question things, you got the option of Justin Simmons sitting in free agency. But that has been it from Steelers Latest. I've been your host, Cole Dennis, and I will see you tomorrow.